In this video, we're going to go over the rules for rounding numbers, particularly in our case, rounding decimals. There are two primary rules for rounding. First thing we're going to do is locate the digit that follows the place value that we're deciding to round to. In these problems, you can be told number of decimal places, so 2 places, 3 places, 4 places, or you could be given the place value title like tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and so on. And again, you can refer back to the notes where I give the place values up to hundred thousandths for a number. And once we've located that place, it depends on what that digit is. The digit that follows, is it a 0 to 4? Then we just completely chop everything off. If the digit that follows the place value we're rounding to is a 5 through 9, then we're still going to chop it off, but then we're going to bump our place value by 1. So let's consider an example here with the number 34.739561. If we were going to read that properly, that would be 34 and 739,561 millionths. And so we're going to ask to round this to a certain amount of decimal places. So let's say first we want to round to the nearest hundred. Your decimal places start, first place is tenths, then hundredths, then thousandths, then 10,000ths, and so on. So writing my number down here, I'm going to mark off the hundredths place, which is my 3 there, 3.73, and then I'm going to underline the place that follows it. Underline the place that follows it, which is a 9. And so in this case, that's a 5 through 9, so we're going to chop everything from that point onward off, and we're going to bump our number. And so we'll get 34.74, or reading it properly, 34 74 hundredths. And we could also be told to round to the number of place values, number of decimal places. So here we want 3 decimal places. Okay, so once again, I'm going to write my number down, and I'm going to again mark the 3rd decimal place in this case, which is the 9, and I'll look at the place value that's next to it. That's a 5, so we're going to chop off and increment it by 1. Problem is, 9 can't get any bigger, so 9 becomes a 10, which would carry the 1 over to the next place. So that would also give us 34.74, but here we need to put the 0 to indicate that we round it to 3 places. Our last example here with rounding, let's say we want to round to the nearest tenth. So once again, I've indicated the place value we're rounding to, which in this case is the 7. We look at the digit that follows it. Since that's a 0 to 4, we just chop it off, and that's our answer. Okay, so hopefully this gets you on track as far as rounding. It's just locating the place value and then studying the digit that follows it.